See, I started off in music. It was my first love. I'd been in a college band and we played for like 5 years and we were doing really, really well. But all those guys went on to be doctors and lawyers and stuff. So they all quit. If I had known like one guy, if you had pulled through town and said, I'm in Nashville and I write songs, I think I would have gone. But I never met that drummer, never met that band. And it wasn't until years later that I get this script that says Nashville. And I'm telling you, after that, it just moved so fast. I was always that guy that just really, really wanted it. I really, really want it. That works for some roles, but it doesn't work for Deacon. The last thing Deacon is, like me. And that's the first thing Chip is. So
it's interesting because actually it's true. I mean,
at a certain point though, going through that with my daughter Addie, and we'll touch on that, made me more like, it's not as important as I thought. None of it is. Nothing is.
Yeah. When you came here, you attended my AA meeting with me for a while to learn how to play it drunk.
Well, that
turned out really well. You're welcome.
Thank you. I have an enormous amount of thanks. I was telling you that I was...
You didn't know what to say because there was no dramatic music with it, right? How am I supposed to do this?
But by the way, within it, there are some of the funniest lines I've ever heard, the casual repartee of people that have been through it. That's what the essence of this is. This is discussions about people who have been through it. And I've often said, I was thinking about it, that you tell me, do you still love songwriters?
I love songwriters. I love alcoholics and songwriters, man. And if you are an alcoholic songwriter, we're going to be best friends.
I remember right before our daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, we were at Children's Hospital. And I remember being in a room full of children at this Children's Hospital. Many of them were bald, their faces all swollen and puffy because they were right in the midst of chemotherapy or radiation. And what really struck me as an actor, and I think as a songwriter, you're always watching what reality is. There's a part of you that's in it, but there's a part of you that's hovering above going, just clocking it. And I remember the thing I clocked was, if I was acting this situation, if we were doing a scene about this, everybody would look so noble and like just going through it. And it wasn't that. What it is it was Tuesday morning, Brad, and everybody was just there and they're playing with Legos and laughing and that little kid's being bad and that little kid's being good and that one's sleeping. It didn't look any different because this was their new reality.
First of all, there's way more pain out there than I thought. And everyone's got a story. If you haven't had it yet, it's coming. And I hate to say it, that's not negative. No. That's because there is a solution, an answer. But what you went through is different than what I went through, but it's not less, because you had to live for a period of time with this small child. Could easily go as easily as she could stay. It was very much probably 50-50 was probably better numbers than you thought at many times.
When we had better numbers, we were given 85-15 from the day that she said that. 85 survival, 15. Now, when I was a kid, leukemia was a death sentence, and I remembered that. And so, having said that, that's just a big ass 15.
Yeah.
When it's your 2.5-year-old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were some blessings that she was so young in that she was oblivious to it all. She didn't have any understanding of mortality. She didn't know she was going to lose her hair. She didn't know that she had a spinal tap tomorrow and I had to curl her up in a ball while they injected her. So when she was good, she was good. I feel for those teens that are old enough to get all of it and young enough that maybe they haven't developed, but that's why they're all special people to a T. Yeah. All of the people that go through it, you look at them and they're just, because they've learned. I mean, what's the definition of a teenager? You think the smallest things are so epic. So these are people that have been cured not only of cancer, but of that illusion as well.